The Lakeshore Dyed Scarlet Incident, Part 1. There once was a small nation named Silverya, a province-state with less than 10,000 inhabitants under the rule of the Eastern Sovereign Alliance of the Nazca-Namrium-Ulmeria Empire. It had no signature industry, nor special attractions. If there was anything worth mentioning, it would be its peaceful weather unique to the Namrium region and a beautiful lake that lay there. No, there was in fact one other thing. That would be Silverya's only daughter, Princess Blanche Nam Silverya. Praised as the crown jewel of the kingdom. A princess loved by her people. This is the tragic story surrounding Princess Blanche. Blanche was a shy yet short-tempered girl. She inherited her mother's beautiful silver-white hair and her red eyes that symbolized Silverya's royal lineage. She was a cute girl, skin white as snow, with a passion for books, and a late bloomer. On top of that, she possessed magicule none could rival. She perceived things people didn't normally see, an intrinsic trait of the royal bloodline's heirs. Even though Blanche was that kind of child, she lived a comfortable life, embraced by the loving care of her mother Letitia. Very few people were aware of this special ability passed down in the royal family, but thankfully everyone within the family knew how to deal with these special kids.
Heed me now, Blanche. You must never tell other people about the things only you can see.
But why?
For doing so will only make people fear you. Besides, if those things you see discover they are being watched, monsters will appear and eat you.
No.
It's all right. Mommy will protect you. So, promise me now, never tell anyone about your secret.
I understand, Mother. I'll never tell anyone about it.
Good girl. How cute you are, my Blanche.
Blanche swore from the bottom of her heart while staring into Letitia's golden pupils. She kept that promise to her mother ever since. And thanks to that, no one was ever scared of her, and she was able to grow up in good care. Although she was rather shy, her uncanny beauty from a young age made her quite popular among the servants. Such was Blanche's happy childhood, being loved by everyone. However, Blanche's happy days were not for long. She had just reached 10 years of age, the balance of power within the palace's harem was toppled. Blanche's mother, who was the most adored first princess, was in fact from a viscount's family of lowly origin. The snobbish nobles had conspired to urge the king to marry a second princess. The one who got selected was a woman named Amelia, born from a marquis's family. While still serving as a concubine, Amelia had already given birth to a daughter to the king. For that very reason she was selected as the new princess. Had it been a son, she would have been on the throne long ago. Amelia, as a high-ranking noble, was keenly aware of the intrigue and conflicts within the harem. She seized control of the palace where Blanche and Letitia resided in little time. Blanche's nannies as well the maids who cared much for her were all dismissed for fabricated reasons. None had the audacity to defy the second princess, and the servants relegated to the harem no longer obeyed the king, but her. And as a result, Blanche and her mother became neglected. In stark contrast, Blanche's sister Ashla, who was less than a year younger, received affectionate care as the second young princess. Everything was according to Amelia's plan. The king had no siblings, granting Blanche the first right of succession. If the second princess, Amelia, were to conceive a prince, he would have been guaranteed the throne. Even if that failed, there was still Ashla. And if Blanche ceased to exist, the royal claim would fall into Ashla's hands, leaving her to be crowned as the next queen of Silverya. For that, I just have to deal with the meddling mother and daughter in my way. The ambitious Amelia resorted to far crueler, clandestine tactics in order to advance her blood to the throne. It was a fateful winter day. On Blanche's 12th birthday, her mother the first princess passed away. A blanket of snow cloaked the courtyard. Blanche hid and sobbed alone in a corner no one could see. To Blanche, her father, the king, was a distant figure. And now she had no one left to be called a family. Blanche could only cry, feeling utter despair and sorrow. Suddenly, someone called out to the weeping Blanche.
Why are you crying?
Blanche raised her head to see the source of the voice. It was a breathtaking sight, someone with beauty beyond humans. No, it was a non-human existence that only she could see. However, at the time, it mattered not to her, whether the individual was human or not.
How beautiful.
Blanche opened her heart to the beauty that could drive out anyone's sadness. She even forgot about her promise to her mother. Such was the incredible impact of this beauty.
Oh, thank you.
Perhaps she had sensed Blanche's sincerity. A smile emerged on her emotionless face, an extraordinarily destructive smile. A beauty that drove away even the falling snow. Her long hair floated in the wind, a more brilliant white than the snowflakes. Sharing Blanche's red pupils, a deep scarlet, more vivid than blood. With skin that was an immaculate white, night transparent. Her dark dress, as if to obscure this brilliance, concealed her body. An existence beyond human realms. Whoever laid their eyes, be they as special as hers or not, upon this beauty would find that she transcended humans' very grasp. Such a beautiful female smiled towards Blanche.
My mother passed away.
Is that so?
I've become an abandoned child. My father, too, has abandoned me, he cares only for my sister Ash. My life no longer holds meaning.
It's nothing like that.
But,
At least, I need you.
That sentence was gospel for Blanche. Whatever this non-human's intentions may have been, it no longer mattered.
Because you can see me. Your white hair, red eyes, are the same as mine. They are gorgeous and will only grow prettier as you thrive.
really,
Indeed.
big sister, do you really need me?
I do.
Her angelic words meant salvation to Blanche. And she continued without pause.
I really like you. And so, I shall grant you any wish you desire. But I would also like you to hear my request.
It's all right. If it's a request from my big sister, I will work hard to make it a reality.
Never conform to the words of non-humans. It was a bit of advice her mother often repeated. But Blanche nodded without hesitation. She had been taken in by this beautiful, kind woman, this non-human that spoke the words she needed the most. Besides, Blanche's instinct told her to trust the woman.
That's right, my good child. Then, let me tell you my request. I would wish to borrow your body. I am only spiritually present and desire you as my host.
The non-human existence exhibited no intention of hiding her motives, having elegantly expressed her true desire. This non-human, invisible to human eyes, belonged to the most terrifying existences among all monsters, the demon race. Moreover, demons of the rank greater demon, no, not only those, this was an existence which even the ancient demons, so-called dominator class, were bound to serve. The rulers among demons, one of the so-called primordials. The 7 primordials had names based upon the characteristics of their appearance, namely colors. Unbelievably, her color was similar to Blanche's name. The white primordial Blanche. Of course, this was no coincidence. This land, Silverya, had been her domain since time immemorial. According to the ancient pact formed with the monarch of this land, it would take dozens of centuries before a vessel of flesh used to accommodate her soul could be born. Until the birth of her ideal vessel, she would protect the land. This was the content of the pact, and the special physique of the royal family was testament to it. The red eyes of the Silverya royal family were her blessing. She upheld the covenant and protected the land. This was the real reason why Silverya, despite being a province state, was able to retain sovereignty while within the grasp of the Eastern Empire. And the body Blanche was satisfied with, was precisely the young Blanche. The white primordial always kept her promises. The ancient pact formed with the first queen of this kingdom was kept to that day. When a young girl with silver white hair and red pupils is born, the white primordial Blanche shall take over its body upon fulfilling this girl's wish. It was a pact upheld for many generations, allowing its effects to compound, presumably to grant her the perfect vessel. And the day of the promise had arrived. 12 years of age, in ancient times this was deemed the day one matured to adulthood, and the white primordial decided to talk to Blanche. She had deemed her an adult capable of making her own decisions, capable of negotiating with others on equal ground. This was also invoked from the ancient pact. Typical of most demons' personality, they would cunningly induce others to sign one-sided pacts. Yet for someone of the white primordial stature, there was no need for such trickery. She thought those would only dishonor the pact. Solely through loyally fulfilling a reasonable pact, would the body be her righteous asset. Therefore, she would fulfill any wish made by Blanche, to the best of her abilities. That was why, even if Blanche refused her, she wouldn't have given up. Human beings were creatures driven by insatiable desire, and there would always come a day they carried a wish. She needed only to be patient and await that day's arrival. That was why Blanche's answer came as a surprise for sure, but a welcome one.
Would you like to be my friend?
Huh.
I'll give my body to you, big sister. Then please be my friend. Will you not?
Blanche was taken aback. This was a first for her, even throughout the many eons she had lived. Reflected in Blanche's eyes was still that beautiful face, Yet her heart had been greatly troubled by what just transpired. Did she just say she wants to be friends with me? Okay, now what am I supposed to do? Even for someone's bad joke on their deathbed, this wasn't funny. Plus, this was something only those with a death wish would ask, yet I don't really feel pissed about it, and it seems quite interesting. In fact, that girl as well. This girl in front of me may allow me to have some fun. I could spare some time with her since human lives are cheap anyway. Despite its subtlety, Blanche flashed a rare look of confusion. But she quickly reached a conclusion in her heart.
Very well. From now on, you and I shall be friends.
Blanche blushed upon hearing this, her crying face lit up with a big smile.
Hee hee, I'm so happy. Please take care of me in the future, big sister.
I will now latch onto you. Let's have a good time together.
Then, the white primordial possessed Blanche's body. On that day, the fate of the kingdom of Silverya rested on the young Blanche's shoulders, yet no one was ever to find out about it. That will be the end for the part 1 of Lakeshore died Scarlet incident. Thanks for watching. If you want more, kindly hit the subscribe button. See you again.